Welcome to All Over the Map. Take chances and ask questions.
Open discussion on all topics. The driving force. Get her done. Laughter is medicine for the soul. It's a small world after all.
Darren Douglas McCarty, D-Mac, born April 1st, 1972, is a Canadian former professional hockey player, best known for his years playing with the Detroit Red Wings of the National Hockey League. McCarty has been known more for his fists than his scoring ability, taking on the role of the Red Wings enforcer most of his career, a role in which he won the Stanley Cup 4 times in 97, where he scored the winning goal, 98, 2002, and 2008 respectively, the last of which, after resurrecting his career in the Red Wings minor league system. D-Mac is one hell of a guy. Welcome, D-Mac, to All Over the Map.
Darren? Great to be here, Ryan. Great to be here, buddy. This is, the connection to, as we talked about before, is like this first time we've met, but I know you because we're built the same way, and not just because we're from the same part of Canada, born out there in Vancouver. So happy to be here, bro. Happy to spread the message and show people that, if you never give up, you're still in the game.
Thank you so much. Well, I feel the same way. Absolutely. So, Darren, you won the Stanley Cup a staggering 4 times with the Detroit Red Wings. Can you tell us about your journey to obviously the big show? And then that was obviously coming from very humble beginnings.
Well, absolutely. So I grew up, even though I was born in Burnaby, I grew up in Essex County, and the house I grew up in, give or take 10 minutes to Joe Louis Arena. So I grew up a Wings fan when they sucked in the 80s, the Dead Wings, but they had Steve Eisman came in and Probert and Kosher. So I always wanted to be a Red Wing. I always thought that there was something, they stunk, so I thought I could help them out and stuff. And it just so happened that the way things happened, I was drafted in the second round in 1992, played a year in the minors, and was able to play Robin to Bob Probert's Batman in the first year and establish myself. And Scotty Bowman came in, and then team got developed and through some adversity because, I believe through losing is how you learn how to win, and that's in life too. But, we lost first year, lost in the finals, set the league record, lost to Colorado, started the big rivalry, then it was end up to win in 97 and 98, especially after the adversity, after we won in 97 to Vladimir Konstantinov, who you can see in the Russian 5 documentary. Lost him, we're able to go back-to-back, and then put the Hall of Fame team together in 2002, and to win with that team. And then after the lockout, I went to Calgary, but all throughout the journey, there's been 4 rehabs and stuff like that. So when I came out of my last, I was out of the game, but I was back in Detroit, and I just felt that I had something left because I always live by do everything the best of your ability, so you never say what if. And Chris Draper's the center of the grind line, is my best friend. Got together, and I got a tryout in the IHL, and then I got a tryout in Grand Rapids. And first game Grand Rapids, I scored a hat trick. So proved it enough to Mike Babcock that was part of that 07-08 team that won the Cup. I ended up playing 17 and 22 playoff games. So got my name on the Cup 4 times with Nick Lidstrom, Thomas Holmstrom, Kirk Maltby, and Chris Draper. And hey, no matter how much stupid shit you do, once they put those on the Cup in the Hall of Fame, they're there for life, bro.
Great fight. Absolutely. And so, you scored the Cup-winning goal in the 97 playoffs against Ronnie Hextall.
Yeah.
That was an absolutely sick move. How did that feel?
Well, I beat one guy one-on-one my whole career. You just got to tell timing, guys. You just got to, so it was unbelievable. Like I tell everybody the moment.
I remember where I was. I remember where I was sitting when I saw that goal. I remember where I was sitting.
I remember the play because it was the end of the shift and Philly was changed, and I was coming through the middle, responsible grind line right winger, took a pass from Thomas Sandstrom. I was thinking Darren McCarty, dump it in, but the big G had an idea that I was going to be Mario Lemieux, and I realized I had the D-man beat. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this orange, and I pulled it. I missed far from the net. And you know why I scored? Because I said, please don't miss the net. And then I scored. And first guy I see is the guy I grew up watching, Steve Eiserman, looking at me with eyes the size of dinner sausages. What the fuck was that? And I go, I don't know. And he goes, thank God you didn't have to do it again. So that was true Stevie form. And Eric Lindros scored with like 13 seconds or 11 seconds left. So made mine the Stanley Cup. And yeah, that's even more so. You get one of those, dude. And especially one-on-one, that wasn't my game. Mine was the power game, not the finesse. And that time it worked out. So again, I got a lot of thanks for him. Exactly. You know it, bro. I mean, it's not even, it's everything explains out sometimes, right? And I think that the correlation of the relation to the journey that you and I had, even though it's different, it's the same. And it's sort of, I just got to know why, right? Like, I got to know why I behave that way, why I think that way, why it's not right or wrong. I think I can morally make a right or wrong decision because I'm a good person, my pure intentions. And I've always, been that way, but it's from knowing who you are to everybody else, being so focused your whole life on one goal and not worrying about any consequences along the way. And it's you're feeling immortal. You feel unbreakable. You're fearless, and then you realize you get older, and that's what experience is you realize what's important, and you realize it's who you surround yourself with. And like I told you before, man, I do not care what anybody does, man. You do you. But what I care about is if I'm not doing it, do not do it anywhere near me. Google to find out what happens when you're lying in a bloody mess. And it's not me that's doing it, because I surround myself with people who I know are as protective of me as I am of myself. Hence, you talk to Nick, one of them, and that's what enables me and the message and to do the right things. Hey, if I'm off, but I'm also the first one to say, oh, I didn't know that information, so I was wrong. I'll change my mind like that. I don't, give me the information. Knowledge is power. If you give me the knowledge, common sense will prevail. Unfortunately, there's only 15% of that in this world. You and I have it.
True story. Yeah. Hey, best leader you played with or against?
Well, Steve Eiserman is good. And there's he's the top just because he's like, there used to be a commercial in Detroit called E.F. Hutton. It was like a lawyer and insurance, and it was like, when E.F. Hutton talks, people listen. That was his, even though his nickname was Silk because he's smooth as silk, it was like E.F. Hutton. So it was one of those things that when he talked, and he very rarely did, one of his big speeches, so to speak, was before Game 3 in Vancouver in 2002 when we were down 2-0. And it wasn't nothing big other than, guys, let's get our heads out of our ass, and we're better than this. If we're gonna go down like this, and that's the experience of pulling it together and stuff. The guy who I really loved and was around for a couple of years, Jerome McGinley. He's like a Steve Eiserman light. He's a little bit wilder. Like Steve Eiserman's an enigma, bro. He really is. I mean, he is as good he is the person you think he is. He is Mr. Accountability. He's the big brother, the captain, the father figure, the one that even at 48 years old, you want his approval, and that's like a great thing. Cause for me, and this is what I realized, it took me 3 years to stop crying and sucking my thumb in a corner to realize that I was his bitch, right? Because, and I was like, well, I mean, if I could be anybody's bitch, I guess Steve Eiserman's ain't bad, but it's because he cared. And he always has. So to see my guys who've always stuck behind me, like Drapes and Maltz and Ozzy and Stevie and Shanny and Nick and Homer and all these guys, Matt, Dan, and Marty, all these guys, that it means the world.
That's
it
awesome,
does.
man.
And to see how proud they are. And that's why, I move forward in pure intentions. My thing is, my role with the team is more on the PR marketing because I realize that I'm a battery and the people are my power. So I get to double dip and say, thanks for praying. Thanks for praying. It paid off. Thanks for praying. And you know what I'm talking about, bro.
Yeah, I do.
Really mean that because they're living like the gratitude, but also too in this like protect zone of for people that have been where we are that truly want to get out. You know what I'm saying? It's
just to be able to find that freedom, man. That's what it is, and just to be able to, the misunderstood being understood, where everything looks so good on the outside, but really, if they knew what was going on the inside, your perception, your projection, it's like, it's there's so many different things when you leave home at such a young age. You get all these dreams. Some people make it. A lot of the times, the guys that were supposed to make it, they didn't. The guys that weren't, it's vice versa. It's the way she goes. It doesn't matter if you made it this way or that way. Hockey doesn't define you. You define you.
Boom.
That's it.
Amen. Amen. It's at the end of the day what I realized. Here was the turning point for me. Is don't lie to that person in the mirror. And what do I mean is that I used to walk by. One day I looked and said, I'm not dealing with you right now. And he looked back at me and said, I hope you're alive. He says, I hope you're alive when you come back. And I'm like, swarmy. And then I started stopping. And then it's like, then I started realizing, then I started surrounding myself with people that I knew were in it, like-minded and stuff like that. And then it got easier. And then, you have to cut people out of your life, but it's that negativity. And then if it
feels good, us sensitive guys, you feel it, if you feel it, it's real. There's something down there called an intuition. Our intuitive faculties don't usually lie to the old noodle. So, go with the feeling.
It's the other head that lies. Don't you say intuition ain't a dick misconstrued. Because that's when you're younger. They're way too close together.
Yeah, it could be.
Your intuition comes up here, so you know it's your intuition.
Exactly. Quit being such a dick.
Yeah.
Hey, hardest opponent you ever played against?
You know what? Like I played against like the Chris Prongers, all throughout, and he was always really good with his stick and different things like that. The fears, like the guys like the Adam Foots in Colorado that you'd always go on. Patrick Waugh was as fierce a competitor. And you're looking from 96 to 02, the rivalries we had. And then, Claude Lemieux, he was the biggest villain, not just against us, but in the whole league. But, karma's a bitch, bro. His name's D-Mac to you, and that's the whole thing in the Red Wing world. March 26, 97. Claude Lemieux the year before crushes Chris Draper's face. And I don't care. In life and sports, shit happen. But you can't lose respect for human being. It's because he didn't say sorry. It's because he made such a big deal of it. He's such an asshole. Whatever. So karma's a bitch, and I smashed his face in, scored the overtime goal, and pretty much that was Red Wing D-Day, and it was the time when we all went, it's going to be all right. I don't know what that means. It's going to be all right, and boom, there we go.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. This one you might relate with. So, did you have a difficult time transitioning to so-called real life after hockey, and especially trusting people?
After hockey, it was just sort of, I was in a self-destruct mode. So, even though you ride into the sunset and then played the next year, we lost to Pittsburgh in 09, then I retired, but I was back in my addiction, alcohol and stuff, and I really didn't give a shit. And it was like, the best thing about finally, realizing you're an alcoholic is that I didn't have a coke problem. So, that was cheaper too, right? Because the great equalizer, just because you quit drinking, and keep drinking. It's the great secret. But I was lost, and if I didn't meet my wife, who's my best friend, who was one of 5 people in the state of Michigan who didn't know who I was, which was a blessing. And you know what? So she was a nurse and through everything else, and it got me to a point that, spiritually, mentally, it took me like 5 years to be able to, and this is why I'm such a proponent for medical marijuana, is Rick Simpson oil, RSO, 15 grams a day for 2 days, then 12, then 10, whatever, 7 days detox. And when I on the 8th day, I was up and I got on my knees and I just was so grateful in tears that I didn't have the physical addiction. And then I got mad. And I got mad for being lied to. And then it was like, okay, stop fucking, wipe those tears, you pussy. Fucking now you got to fight for everybody else that's been, just so it's about the truth. It's
all about the
do
truth.
You know that you have the option? Because and here's my point. And that's why the thing is, I'll tell you once and show you twice. That's why, the greatest thing is that the powers that be here in the state of Michigan recognize that I'm as involved as anybody else when it comes to this plant and wanting it done the right way, and the education and through the CBDs and stuff like that, which are e-commerce, which means they can come to Canada so you can ship them, and it's a beauty because it starts. Now,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I used to feel very guilty for a lot of this shit that I did in the past. I never shot a gun. I never hurt anybody. And, it just got into such a lucrative big business that everything just kind of fell on my lap. It got so fucking big so fast. But at the end of the day, I have to say, thank you, God. It came from the earth. I was able to travel to 70 plus countries in my life. I'm 45 now. I've been on fucking Egypt, you name it, all over South America, 70 plus countries, Southeast Asia 30 times. Would I been able to give back to society because of the plant of marijuana? Look, everyone has their different perspective on the situation, whatnot. I was getting ridiculed and calling a criminal, all this kind of stuff, and then now the government's got it. Now that thank God, rules and regulations have changed. But really, at the end of the day, and I've said this, candidly before, is that really we were just supplying a demand. We weren't hurting anybody. We were just giving Americans the free will to smoke one of the most beautiful, beautiful God-gifted plants to the universe that helps people with their pain. Helps people look at things from a different level of awareness as well, too.
Here's the thing, bro. The two things that you had working against you, right, is the
DEA.
Well, no, that's the money side. No, that's the money. The money wasn't spread, right? The money didn't. What did I always say? I always said, and you listen to me, watch it go down with all the states and everything like that, with everything else. Once the money, they at the top figured out, right? Because they're gonna snipe you bugs that are fucking burning. Once they got their piece or figured out that they were happy with how they were gonna get their chunk, that's one. Two, you didn't have the education behind you. Right now, you do. So you were totally right early because the rules, and you didn't have the education. It's the same thing as you don't want me to get upset and bring up you pushing the opioids in sports and all this back in the day, 20 years ago, whatever, because the education wasn't there. Education's there now, so we'll leave that there. And you'll also, as we leave that there, you're going to read about this plant and about all the things it can do, because as the doctors are proving it all throughout the world, the truth comes out. That's why you're never going back. Yeah, the money, because the government didn't have their money, bro. You didn't have the right person paid off. Sorry, bro, you weren't that connected, because it's where that's the American system. I've lived over here for 30 years, right? It's here's the thing. You gotta, and this is the one thing. I slap a couple people outside the head and went, are you so fucking stupid that you used to be across the road looking over the fence trying to, with binoculars, look in to see what the hell they were eating for Thanksgiving dinner? Now you're at the table, right? You're eating the dinner. Then they invite you to play the game after, and they're playing Monopoly, and you want to play Clue, you stupid asshole. Grab the top hat, play the fucking Monopoly game, because they're going to get bored in 3 turns and come to you and think you're one of the family and say, what do you want to play? Bam, you're in. Same fucking get common sense, reality. So the whole thing is, and you understand it when you accept the responsibility, because it's the almighty dollar. You got caught in the almighty dollar. The government, because it didn't flow right. Now, because what they do? Because they signed a piece of paper, everything changed. Nothing changed.
Nothing
Right?
changed.
The rules changed.
That's it. To a certain extent.
Right.
Yeah.
But where you play by the rules and you keep playing by the rules and the rules keep changing. So with weed, right, what I've learned, you have to live patient and resilient like the plant. When you get ahead of the game and start treating it like the other games, no. As it is. What's the rules? Do it right. Maybe then, hey, you know what? Maybe we can do that. Oh, yeah. And then they soften the rules. And then, 5 years away, from being able to do what you got and fucking shit for and whatever like this. And it's going to be, bro, here, I'm sending you a fucking pound of fucking, the sweet revenge or whatever like this. And it ends up on your doorstep. And it's just like,
Let's go back and forth like Christmas
that's what
cards.
I'm saying. Right, that's what I'm saying. It's just like, but it's not going to be a thing. Right?
So
I
guess I totally do, but I guess I don't have to ask you what you do to relax.
I just smoke. That's all I do, bro. I smoke
sativa or indica.
I can't.
Are you both?
I'll smoke it, but a hybrid. I can't go full sativa like Jack Hare, green crack. I can't do that shit because I'm like paranoid. So mostly my wheelhouse is like an indica hybrid.
Yeah.
So my favorite strain of all time is a pre-98 Bubba. So that's anything in the Bubba family I'm a big fan of. I think we have a new line thing, which is a wedding cake times a gelato. So that's a good one. I like more of the gases, the headbands. My buddy's got a strain called Over the Moon, which is blue power by headband, which is phenomenal. So Sunshine number 4 is a big one. That's a good day one. See, that there's also too is what you're doing. You want to hold the conversation, be involved and into a meeting. Then you want a hybrid or a sativa hybrid. You want to sit down or go crushing. You got these like edibles and stuff like this, right? Look at this shit. Check this out, right? So you heard of Mackinac fudge?
That's Mackinac. No, I never heard of that. I've heard of fudge edibles, but not Mackinac fudge.
So Mackinac fudge is like.
Oh, this is your brand.
No. This is Northern Michigan, right? So they have this famous Mackinac fudge, and then they medicated it.
Okay.
It's fucking unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Killer. Yeah.
No, mine's easy. Mine's just the Darren McCarty brand.
But you guys. So do you guys do you do pre-rolls and then
pre-rolls, CBD roll-on, and gummies coming out?
Nice. How long has the company been around for?
It just they started it up, and then in October they got 100%.
Right on.
So it's just we're in the first year.
Well, I wish you mad success with that, buddy. Whatever I can do to help out. I know lots of people down there too that might be able to help you out with that. So
absolutely. Well,
you never know. You deserve it. It's
all about connections. Well,
it's all about
spread. It's all about spreading
the love
with the right people. Spreading the love,
exactly.
Bro.
Yep, absolutely. So, hey, Happy Gilmore or Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
Me too.
Yeah. No, dude, just too many more. Like, Dumb and Dumber, I can watch, like, it can be on and you'll pick a scene.
Have you watched it over 100 times too?
I don't know.
At least 50,
over 50.
Yeah.
I've seen it 5 more times I've seen Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, like if you're super depressed, just go put on Dumb and Dumber, you're good to go.
Step Brothers.
Step Brothers, exactly.
Step Brothers.
Oh my God.
Step Brothers is my go-to and the favorites.
I might watch that tonight if I feel the need to have a good cry. We'll see.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God. So let's hear all about Grind Time podcast. Let's hear about it.
So, I started Grind Time with Darren McCarty a couple years ago and got through a couple different changes. We're in the hiatus right now. But if you go on DarrenMcCarty.com or Grind Time with Darren McCarty, you can see the archive of like 50, 60 episodes we've done with former teammates. musicians, actors, comics, different things like that. But the grind time with Darren McCarty, what it's about, and I'm revamping on a different platform starting January. So I'll let you know because I want you to be a guest, Ryan.
Yeah,
It's about the why. It's about the why. I figured I got to know why people do different things. What's their motivation? Because the one thing that I've always found with most successful people that I ask, it's what do you put in to get out? It's the hard work, but it's directing yourself to maybe not have to take 5 steps right, left. Maybe we can cut it down to 3 when you have the perspective and the guidance. So it's similar to what we try to do is it's what you try to do on all over the map as far as just let people know, hey, we're real. We've been through it. We don't want you to go through the bad stuff that we have. We want you to enjoy, life to its fullest and not, I don't like people being bullied, or I like them to make their own decisions.
Absolutely.
You don't, like I said, you want to do the other stuff, then do it. Just do it way the hell away from me.
So I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but I was going to say, and I hope this isn't a too sensitive topic, as it has been a while. But what was the emotional shock like when you and the rest of the Wings organization heard about what happened with Vladimir Konstantinov only 6 days after you guys won the cup? I remember seeing that in the paper. I was devastated, for crying out loud. I think the whole hockey world was.
Well, here's the thing, right? Sometimes you do things the right way, the way you're told, because we were all together. We rented limousines.
Yeah.
We did a golf outing together with the cup, and everybody was there. And that's the one thing we did it right. And then we were getting ready to head back into Royal Oak. The Russian guys had left early, and then we heard it. And then actually on the way to the hospital, Drapes and I, because I knew the cop, was able to stop and see it. But it was, they gave him less than 10% to live, and that just shows you how tough he was and what a fighter. And, he's still, to this day, I tell everybody, it's 23 years later, and he's doing okay. He's doing good. I mean, every time you see him, it's always, he knows the guys and stuff. So just such a sad situation to see anybody's career cut short, let alone, their quality of life.
Yeah, no, absolutely, for sure. So, what do you get? What do you get when you try to sneak on stage with Brothers of Mayhem tour?
These hands, don't you like that, bro? I thought that was cool. I love when people send me stuff like that. Like that's the love from afar, right? They got another one too with Proby on it and stuff. But when I come across stuff like that, I like posting it because I
love it.
It's one of those things. John Cena had it right. I see you. I see you. That's what it's all about.
So, is that your favorite rock band of all time? If not, what is?
Foo Fighters are my favorite. I'm a Dave Grohl fanatic, so I'm a big Corey Taylor fan with Stone Sour and all that stuff. And Five Finger Death Punch, System of a Down, Zach Wild, Black Label. He's a good buddy of mine. So, I got to do Ozfest in 2006. 1 week with Black Label, 1 week with System of a Down. So
you toured with them too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I roadied for him. So I was in charge opening the beers and flipping. Oh yeah, dude, we had a blast. It was back. That was one of those times, is that you understand this, is I knew it was, the writing was on the wall. I knew I had about 3 weeks before I was gonna get back to the fucking rehab. So I took 2 weeks and went on rock and roll because I would never change that for the world. And you know what? Coming, I think, Christmas, I don't know if COVID may be later, but through Mets Bucket Comics, where I have Donnybrook, where we've done where is it? So this is our comic book. It's called Donnybrook. It's all the stories of hockey. So the green team is my team. They're the Burnaby Blazers, bunch of pot-smoking lumberjacks from BC. So my buddy Dom, who does the magazine, they've taken my book, My Last Fight, True Story of a Hockey Rockstar, turned it into a 150-page graphic novel. So you'll see all the stories, the Black Label, all the different shit like that, all throughout.
Oh, cool.
So Yeah,
Hey,
I got a lot of stuff on the go.
do you like rap music?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Hey, Biggie or Tupac?
depends. Both depends what
Both.
mood I'm in.
Both
You
sick.
can't. I'm
Yeah.
I'm a huge Wu Tang fan,
Me
so
too.
I'm a fear to Wu. Yeah, protect your neck, son.
Absolutely. So, hey, let's hear about your book, My Last Fight. Let's hear about that a little bit. I'd like to hear about that. I think our audience, everybody would like to hear about that.
Yeah, so I wrote it with Kevin Allen, who was the head hockey writer for USA Today, and he covered us for many years, and we're absolute polar opposites. Like he just lack of a better term, he looks like who's the guy in the basement of The Office that they fired? You know, in the movie The Office, the guy that lost his job, but they didn't tell him that he's not getting a check. Remember the guy?
I remember the guy. Yeah, what the fuck
Okay,
was his
so
name?
right, so he's just unassuming as that, and you know, like, but we've had a great relationship throughout my career and stuff. So when it was time to write the book, and I was still drinking back then, and you know, trying to figure it out, and so it was really unique for me to look back and read the book. And the big thing is every chapter's got a quote from a song, and there's a song list. And if you listen to the song, read the chapter, you can get to the mental space where I was. And it's funny to look back because you know, there's a lot of things. I have a band, Grinder, too, and back in '04, writing our second album out of our heads, I look back at a couple songs that I wrote, like Be Me and stuff, where I was in an angry place. And now you know, when I do my comedy routine, I end it with, that's my thank you to the fans for allowing me to be me, right? So, you know, with all that stuff being said, you know, with the book, it's just a great, of the real. I sign it, enjoy my truth. This is my truth. This is how I saw it. And it's pretty much because I got tired of, you know, speculation and stuff. If I do it, I own up to it. And it's bankruptcies, divorces, gambling, you name it. Been through it. Okay, let's move
I have
forward.
no idea what any of that feels like.
Yeah, I know, right? So right. So now it's 8 years later, and it's we actually did a book signing about a month ago, and I think
That's awesome.
we're gonna do part two because so much has changed. You look at
Yeah.
yourself in the past 8 years and stuff, but it's just understanding that you're still in it.
You're still in it, man. As long as you never give up. Absolutely. Hey, so what's the best party that you ever been to in your life? Best party you've ever been to in your life?
Oh,
I'm sure
dude.
there's thousands.
Well, I don't.
There's probably
Well,
one that
yeah.
sticks out.
Here's one I can talk about. Is that
Okay.
so I think it was the '02 season that we won the cup, or it was the '01. I don't know which one, but so Chris Chelios, who we call him the Godfather because he's the greatest teammate, but he went to college in Madison, Wisconsin, and his buddy he went to college with had a bar called Madison's down in Scottsdale. So we had our Super Bowl party there. So we had our Super Bowl party there. It was freaking all day, all night, Scottsdale. It was just such a kicker. But I won the whole shit and shooting every quarter and the whole game. I swept the whole pot. That's why it was the greatest party of all time. Plus Super Bowl party in Scottsdale, Arizona, because your alternative's Michigan in February, which is snow. That's why it was awesome too.
Deadly. Awesome, man. So how goes life in Mac's world during these challenging times? You know, obviously it's tough out there for a lot of people. I mean, are you kind of going about your day, you know, the same old, or I mean, how's it going for you out there?
You know, that's such a great question. I think that the big assets for me is like where I record my stuff is I have 2 acres, so in the backyard I have this smoke shack, and it's where my hangout. So, but I have 2 acres, so me and the squirrels are buddies, and I got like a dozen of them, different kinds all around. So I have a yard, and the one thing for me being such an extrovert, and because you got to understand is that I'm a, you know, public appearance person, and I'm shaking hands and kissing babies and doing all that stuff, and you know, I'm an entertainer, so it's I'm out and about. So the one thing is, but I realized, and I learned this through the lessons in my recovery and stuff like that is that I embraced the introvert side and learned how to spend time with myself. And you know what? Like the biggest thing is I got, all these things that come out. So you have to check out my wrestling with podcast that I do with Lars Frederiksen, the lead singer from Rancid, Jason Kendall, former Major League Baseball player, and Dimitri Young, baseball player. So I love it. It's wrestling with sports, but it's wrestling with people. It's wrestling, it's around wrestling because of our level of wrestling. So it's always fun, so to get to know all these different guys and stuff. And over the years, I'm buddies with Chris Jericho to see what they're doing at AEW and just to see, more of everybody taken back, and doing what they want to do and being what they want to be. I'm a big character storyline guy. So I've been watching a lot of old YouTube, wrestling stuff, doing stuff like that, studying up. I'm a big history guy. So just catching up on different things, and just enjoying my time because it's getting ready to, they're putting me on a hiatus till the new year with grind time. Just, because not for anything other than it's the best move.
Yeah.
So I'm just doing all the other stuff. I got, my WJR show, and the good thing is that if you see Darren McCarty with the blue check mark, that's all my guys. All my teams got it. So, and then that's why you see such a bigger, as of the last month or so, such a more of a, a presence, I guess you can say, because we're all involved in it, right?
Awesome. That's deadly. I mean, you and I could go on all bloody day here for crying out loud. So we should wrap her up, and then we can go back and forth on the horn. And I don't know. I want everyone to be able to follow you and everything, all the good stuff that you're doing. Darren, I fucking love your message, buddy. It's so nice to talk to a like-minded person that actually, really gets it. And we had a little bit of tough time getting on here, but we did get on, and here we are. So I guess it was meant to be.
It really was. They can't. Are you gonna let a little technology hold us back? No. Here's the thing, right? And you realize, and I realize too, because the power of us connecting. People don't get it, but it almost gets rid of all those little boogeymen right there we can't fuck with this anymore. So now there's a connection. So if you want to get a hold of me, any blue check mark, Darren McCarty, brand DarrenMcCarty.com, or get a hold of Ryan to get a hold of me.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're going to be in, I got plans. I got a lot of other shit going on and stuff. And especially, sweet show I'm gonna launch called Sophisticated Stoner, which is fucking pretty sweet, dude. I'll have you on it. But it's
if I come on there, I'll have to spill all over the map with all my I think I might have about 10 million marijuana stories. So get ready.
Love it. Hey, those never get old, bro.
They don't.
Those never get old.
All right,
man.
All right, my man. Thank you very much. I'll be in touch. You know it.
All right.
All right, big man. Take care.
Good one.
Peace.
Later. Fuck, bro, seriously? Like, don't you laugh at moments like that? Like here's the one thing, right? If I was doing this interview and it wasn't with a guy with like a recovering guy or a guy that you're automatically on the other end, I know you're going like this because I lose my shit over this because I don't know nothing about it. But then you figure out when it's two guys that have been through hell and back, and then it's like, what the fuck we gotta get worried about? This will figure itself. God does this all the time to me, and they're just tests. How committed are you? How committed are you? Right? Because it's all, and then it turns because and you understand this because I know without knowing you from watching your story and just so you know the difference between you and I is that I was the guy behind you that saw it happen, and I had the probies and I had everybody where I got the line, and if you look, I always pushed, you know what I'm saying, and I never everybody caught me. I always had that safety net. It was different. You didn't have that, but the whole thing is the relatability of where you're at, bro, because now it's given, you're like for everything you realize, it's like, oh man, not woe is me. It's like, man, am I lucky? Am I grateful? And then fucking let me help a motherfucker because your mission's the same as mine. Don't get there. This is what happens, you stupid fuck, when you get there, right? And I can relate. The best part of that fucking dude is when you don't know who you are. You know who you are to everybody else, and you know who this. It's dude. You and I are like old school fucking we're wrestling like the hockey mentality into the wrestling we played our character 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Now you know who Ryan Phillips is.
Exactly.
Now I know
You
Darren
just pulled
McCarty
it all out of my fucking. You just pulled it all out. Thank you very much.
well,
Hey,
I wanted you to know, dude,
thank you.
like this is that people have to understand that this is what that there's these and because here, bro, because it's not like it's making things happen. I tell everybody, I don't give a flying fuck what you show me on TV or that's not my world. This is my world, the real, and I don't care where it is. And then you figure out the anomalies. Do you know Brady Leopold at all?
Yeah, I know Brady. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so Brady's he's like him and I were born in the same fucking hospital. Joe Sakic was born there too, but he got all the
You're
talent.
from Burnaby, right?
Fucking
I'm from
yeah.
Vancouver. Yeah.
So the parallels there, even though I grew up back east and stuff. So we're all connected, and like it's just that connection of what we want to help other guys through all our struggles, and it's almost like you realize it's not just this and that and this and that. It's the whole deal. And when it comes down to it, if we can help you learn to know who you are and want to be quicker, then so be it. Because here's the thing. The shit that you and I have been through, seen, done, whatever, if you want to do that, I'm not telling you that you can't. What I'm telling you is do not do that shit around me.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Period. Because you and I are on a different mission, right? Now we're like WW. Now we're like wrestling. Now we're characters in the storylines because it's more personable. Because because the guys are more relatable. Because of all this stuff. So we were just like, because that's how it was, and it took me so long to figure that out.
Oh fuck. Absolutely. Yeah. You nailed it. Just absolutely nailed it. That's you get it.
But right, so
this
now
is it. This is the real deal right here. This is real. As real as it gets, bro.
Yeah. And it's almost like putting a cast of characters together that has survived. Because we've all lost people along the way and stuff, but there's a reason why we're here, and you and I both understand that.
Yeah.
And it's to connect because there's a power of whatever at work. And it's sort of like this, right? I always joke, I go, wait, what is it, bro? Hold on. No, I don't. But let me check with Ryan. No. Oh, Brady said that, we got like, you're not alone, right? You're not fucking alone. Sorry, dude. I'm just finishing this fucking Dagwood.
Well, fucking hammer it back. It looks good. If I was there, I'd probably grab half, for Christ's sakes. I'm starving.
I would have made you one, bro. I would have made you one.
I love. Hey, that's a fucking badass hoodie you're wearing there. That's fucking sick.
So Darren McCarty brand on the bottom is not the one it's who.
Yeah.
There's different right? So my brand is out in Michigan, right? So like when I tell everybody it's not that bad in my world, cannabis is legal, gambling is legal, and I have 7 to 8 show Friday nights on WJR AM 760, which is the most Republican. That's the station that when I grew up, because even though I was born in Burnaby, I grew up, give or take 10 minutes from the border, 40 minutes from Joe Louis Arena. But that WJR is the one where you learn that, who drives the car controls the radio. So you got to listen to old dudes talk all the time and stuff. Now I got a show on there and I get to talk cannabis and stuff. My old man's rolling around in his grave, bro. So don't worry. And you know what, Ryan? I will definitely have you on for a segment on there because, we talk about recovery and it's the real. And that's one of I have a whole bunch of sayings, but the two I'm patenting now, it's not the what, it's not about the what, it's about the who, because that goes for no matter what we're talking about, and it's get educated, get medicated, because you don't know what works for you. And I'm launching on Friday with the Darren McCarty brand, which is licensed by Pinkana, which is the biggest seed to sale facility in the state of Michigan. That's my awesome, CBD man. Roll on, which will reach out there, and I'll be sending you guys out some stuff. So I'm excited because I'm excited to see somebody else like this. Like I fight and you fight us. We had to have a reason to keep fighting because it would have been so easy to quit. And because other motherfuckers couldn't get to, I know that fucking I wasn't in the life-threatening danger that you were. Myself in the life-threatening danger even more, like you're more intense. Well, so and by the way, bro, guys like us, we don't have PTSD. We got CPTSD.
Complex PTSD.
Yeah, bro.
Yes, yeah. I know. That's what I try to tell people.
Doesn't it make so much sense though? So it doesn't matter. Fuck the rest of them. It's a relatability because we know the real, and it's and that's what it is because it's for the people that are looking like for that help and want to come out of the dark to the light. Leave your dark there. What do you mean by that? You can ask me what do you mean by that all day long on any subject and I'll answer you. The minute you want to argue, you might as well Google me because we're going to fist fight. It's the bottom line.
There you go. See, I didn't even have to have any questions even prepared for you, buddy. We can just fucking roll like this all day fucking long.
Well, but that's how.
That's it.
So think about
the relatability,
Right, and dude, when Nick first approached me, so Nick, my business, he's one of my best buddies, right?
Wonderful guy. Yeah, I talked to him last night. Great guy.
Right, exactly. So he's Army. He's one of those ass-slapping Army kids. Yeah, you got to watch out on the golf course. He gets excited. You want to paddle your butt, like, And, that's a whole different. That's a whole locker room thing. But, so, the people that I surround myself with, and I think that you would say is that, for me, and I wrote about it in my book, My Last Fight, True Story of a Hockey Rockstar, which I wrote back in 2012, which I was still drinking, trying to control it at the end, but to go back and see the progress and to see different things of where I was. Like for me, my motivation to believe in myself and to fight again was a woman, right? Yeah. It was a love of a woman, but a love to Darren, the person that believed in him, that, to fight. Because guys, like because it was the whole thing just, if I get off the mat, guys, so you can't stop me. How do I know that? Because I'm the kid that wasn't supposed to make it to the NHL and ended up with 4 Stanley Cups because he couldn't skate or whatever. Well, I did everything I needed to do. What are you willing to put in to get out of it? Yeah. Right? Now, anybody who knows me, look out, because the way I protected that Red Wing, I put the plant on there because that plant has saved my life. And it's not about whether you do or you don't. It's that you have the option. And from the CBD roll-ons, like I'm launching, because I'm big into the CBDs for your body, your appetite, the CBNs for your sleep. Oh, man, from running so hard for so long that you realize I'm an alcoholic, but I was an insomniac. It's the only way I could shut it down. You too, eh? Right, so you can't shut the brain off. So you either put it on supercharge and stay up for 8 days, or you try to shut it down. No, I get it, bro. I get it. I can't. Hey, I can only
Unreal.
watch. I watch your story, bro, and I have to skip parts because where I'm at right now is I don't those bad places and I keep them because it's sort of like I surround myself with the positivity. It's like a
Absolutely.
reminder that I don't, you know what I'm saying? But some people need to see it.
Yeah, I haven't
I got a
watched it.
brother.
I never even watched the full show.
You
Hey, how
should.
could you condense, you know,
You can't.
13, 14, 15 years? They don't know the whole fucking real story. They don't
But
know
it
any
does.
of that shit,
But what Ryan?
They
But what
glorified
it
it for
is?
entertainment.
No, but what it is now? But no, what they did. Okay, let's just turn it around. What they
Yeah,
did is they put your name out there because
yeah,
now you can clarify your truth, right?
true.
People can see you, and then when they ask you about this, you can say, "No, they Hollywooded it. This wasn't true. This was more." You know, we all understand the glamour, but the thing is, your name's out there because you want
Yeah.
your story to be out there. Now you and I have connected, so dude, you're screwed now. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you if you haven't done Brady's podcast yet. You're gonna do
Yeah, I
his
did
because
actually. I
did
did.
you good?
He
Well,
called
you
me
know
last
what?
night.
Good, good.
Yeah,
Well, here's the thing, right? Because that's my guy. You know, as far as that I realize is that because it's just about the people, and he's trying to connect it to the people that played hockey because of his story, and because it's the pure intentions of the compassion. So it's not like I'm sick and tired of helping people that don't like. So why can't I just help the ones that have been there that appreciate it, that are willing to work, that are gonna give back and help other people, and like
absolutely. Thank you.
the
You're
small.
people
No,
are like
no,
you are the only people that will ever be on here or ever be laid out on this platform. To be honest with you, I got a couple of questions I want to ask you, but it's like this much
shoot away.
hockey and this much life.
Good,
It's all
yeah.
about that's it, man. This whole all over the map stands for fucking guys like us who are all over the map that are keeping it real, do what they got to do. If they got to smoke a doob here, a doob there, that's going to save their life, help their brain. Yeah, hey, like
I got
keeping
weed
it
all
fuck.
over the place. I got weed all over the place, bro. That's like that. That is my mother's milk. That's just the outdoor from out here and stuff. But that's the thing is it's the option in developing your relationship because
Yeah,
allowing your body to work for itself. And now it's all about pretty much to the bottom line because of your endocannabinoid system. It's like you're a food processor. So I said hey, you'll love this. I'm in the one of the dispensaries down here that carry my product, and I was going and talking and somebody said, I said, how's your day? He said, well, the weather's sort of getting me down. And I go, well, that's your fault then working here, isn't it? I mean, how to put yourself in what mood you have to, right? Like, to be honest, like earlier before I'd gotten home a little earlier waiting, and I realized I smoked a little too much indica, so I had to fire up some sunshine for you. So now everybody knows that you give DMAC a little sativa and he's off to the races. That's why you got the brain going a million miles an hour and friggin'. But but you know what, dude? And you understand it is that there's no other place I'd rather be right here, enjoying life, talking with somebody who's been there that can relate. Like not a lot of times can somebody say, you know what I'm talking about, and somebody else go, yeah. Really go, oh shit, yeah, you do.
yep, 100%, buddy.
All right,
Yeah,
sorry, bro. It's your show. I'll save all
no,
this
it's our
for
show.
my
Hey,
show.
hey,
But there you
look,
go.
hey. I just met a guy who's just as all over the fucking map as I am. So you know what? It's our show. Whatever.
That's
And
right. I
I
love what you said though, because you explained about all over the map. It's all about like grind time with Darren McCarty, right? I just realized what it was about recently. It's about the why. I got to know the why. Like for example, for you, what got you off the mat? What made you finally make it stick or make it, like, and we'll save that for grind time
yeah,
and go back to it. But that's just what you can get when you come to grind time, Darren McCarty.
100%. Well, you'll get all of me. But
That's
whenever you
it.
want,
My truth.
whenever,
Enjoy
because
my
now I can
truth.
talk about it. I can talk about
Enjoy
it now.
my truth. I signed my book. Enjoy my truth.
That's
Somebody else
awesome.
saw it differently. Fuck.
Yeah.
Enjoy my truth, bro. I enjoy your truth because you know what? There's a tell me once, show me twice behind it.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You got it, bro.
Did you sure you weren't like fucking Did you not jump into my head last night for about fucking 10 hours and get to know me or something like that? That's fucking. It's like
Well, you you should. This should be your truth then. In my eyes, is that you haven't seen that movie out there, but obviously, no matter what you take from it, I was able to watch it and nail you. Now, I'm a little advanced because I was taught by the best of Scotty Bowman, the
true.
greatest, not only coach, greatest psychologist. So he taught us all that you don't treat everybody the same. But I, it's helped me so much now, like 5 years into recovery, and just the direction, because there's a lot of things, spirituality. I went to Israel a year ago, got to stand at the wall, like just as a spirit, and you understand the spirituality or the connection to God or your higher power, whatever it is people
Absolutely.
pray to. You like, there's that connection that it's not you, right?
Yeah.
And when I see, it's almost like, and I don't give a shit. I have to use analogies, but it's almost like it must be sort of like, not to the level, but like apostles, right? Like there's some sort of
It's true. You
message
nailed
to
it.
stay,
Absolutely.
right? Like,
Yep.
so maybe in the whole scheme of things, at the end of it, when we regroup before we go to the next fucking life or whatever it is, we believe whatever happens, it's like, yeah, D-Mac, you called it on all over the map, man. Apostle patch, bro, going into the next world. You got your, like, there's a little star, and then we start figuring it out, and then we're on planet XXZ950 and million zillion years, and I noticed your little apostle, why not?
Love it. Love it.
Like you can't 100% not say that there's a 0.0001% chance that I could be right.
Well,
People win the lottery, bro.
I would say probably more than that, and maybe we're at the same time, or maybe we're some sort of fucking science experiment at the same time. Who knows? Who
Be it,
knows?
dude. I like who's controlling my character now. It was shit
Yeah,
for
yeah.
a while, but I was like, what the hell? But like, all I say is, I just wish you would have said, "Don't worry, I'll get you through this" a little bit earlier.
Okay. Yeah, exact. No shit, eh? Fuck. So, well, can we?
Right.
Do you mind if we
Yeah, go ahead.
use some of that? Can we use some of what we just
Oh, I
said? Can
hope.
we use? Can we
Oh,
put that into?
I hope you would use all of it. Any what you want there, bro.
Yeah, it was really good. Everything you said was like really. You just you nailed a lot of like really like profound. You got me in shock a bit. So I was like,
Well,
how the
here's the whole thing. What might be good for you is that when you're trying to, how when you're trying to make a point, if you cut the clip up of how you're thinking, like if it's something that, don't take it from me, 4 times
take it from a fucking
then I
take it
come
from
out
Big
there with
Mac, D Mac.
right, and then I come out with my spiel, like, see, like if you want to use it, I'd cut it up like that, where you can chop it in there and just like proving your point, because that's what I do. Like anytime that like I'm right, you got to know that I will shove it in your face a bazillion times. Like here, I'll tell you my favorite, right? Best part about scoring 55 goals in junior wasn't winning player of the year and whatever it was. It was the fact that Kirk Maltby, my grind line teammate, had goals that year. So whenever we walk in, I go, "Hey, Kirk Maltby, you had 50 goals his last year junior." Yeah, but I had 55. I've done it for so long that Maltz, when I start to do it, he'll finish it for me, so I can't. You got a guy when you got him like that, right?
Oh boy, holy shit, that's hilarious, man.